Hi. This is Spirit Guides After Dark, channeling your soul erotic questions. And my name is Jenna, and this
I am
is.
Angela.
And so tonight is about all the things channeling anything sex, intimacy, pleasure, soul connection. What is on your heart? So as you kind of come in, take a seat. We're going to set this container here, but I'd love to share about who we are. So you get to know who we are. Yeah, do you want to go first there?
Sure. My name's Angela Shelby. I am a spirit guide channeler, a medium, a psychic, and a dream interpreter. I absolutely love helping people get in touch with their own inner wisdom and getting in touch with their own guides and helping them find their own way so that you don't need me anymore. Everybody has these gifts. Everybody can use them. It is programmed into who we are. Yes, and I love this space. We set up this space so that it is a safe space to ask your spirit guides questions about sex and sexuality if you want to. So please feel free to put a question in the chat if you would like it answered. If you don't want your name seen, you can go to our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com, and at the top it says Spirit Guides After Dark. Just click on that and you can type your question in and we'll answer it next time. But we won't let anybody know who you are.
Yeah.
And I went off on a tangent there. I was supposed to be talking about me, but
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah. Anything else about you? Yeah.
I have a spirit guide communication course coming out this week, and it is inexpensive, self-guided, easy to do, and it's just all the tips and tricks I could possibly think of that I've used or have helped me to help people get in touch with your spirit guides more, or just recognize how they're talking to you already.
Yes. I love that. Ooh, so good. So good. And so I'll give you a little bit about me there. So thank you. Thank you for that. Sounds so good. So my name is Jenna, and I'm do all kinds of things. What really fills me up with the most passion is to help empower people and help remind them of their power, of their sovereignty, and help support them into the embodiment of that, meaning that they feel that truth move through their body. They create a life aligned in that prosperity, in that abundance, in that love, but also someone who is not afraid of, I want to say, of darkness, because we have things that come up. We have fear that comes up, and that doesn't mean that we need to stop. And I had noticed at one point in my life, I had PTSD. I fully recovered from the symptoms. And I started to notice my mind-body connection. And then I started to notice when I was working with others that there was like a difference, that people would recognize their patterns, but they would, kind of be in this loop. They would be in this loop and understand, but not actually fully embody the truth of the present moment. They'd still be living in the past. So that's really inspired my work to help support people into the facilitation or really creation of their life that's in alignment. So but yeah, that's a bit about what I do. And I do all the other things too. I do channel, I do all that beautiful stuff, but that's just kind of my my passion. So yeah. And then, so today we're going to start tuning in a little bit deeper. We're going to create this container here, this space. Do you want to start there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go? Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do it. Oof. Much more laid back energy this week, but it's also very non BS energy. So if you're watching, take a big deep breath. Breathe in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. And do it one more time. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let a sound out.
Ah.
One more time in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And as you're sitting here, grounding into your own energy, your own essence, you are part of this safe and sacred container, surrounded by archangels, ascended masters, and your own guides and teachers. You are in very esteemed company tonight. Beloved angels and archangels, thank you for holding this sacred space. Thank you for blessing everyone who is here participating with us. Thank you for the joy of everyone's guides and angels and the whole party that is together this evening to hear your truth, to help you recognize your own truth, to help you through the challenges of your life, to help you find yourself again in the midst of the craziness of the material world. Thank you so much, Creator, for holding the sacred space. Thank you for helping us that we are all bonded together in brotherhood and sisterhood. And tonight we get to share space and community with each other. And so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful. Oh, I feel that. I feel that.
So that container, we are all a part of this safe container tonight. So the energy is held by angels, archangels, and a bunch of other just amazing beings I don't even know how to describe. I just call them the guides and the teachers. It's like your posse, or your spiritual posse, and our spiritual posse are all together, and everyone is invited. And it's just a party. When you take 3 deep breaths before you do anything, it puts your mind, it changes your brain waves. It puts your mind in a slightly altered state, and it helps you relax. It helps you hear your intuition and get inspiration better. So that's why before we do anything, we're always like, take a deep breath. And we usually do it at least 3 times, but just one of those tips and tricks. Get more in touch with yourself and your guides and hear better, and just center yourself. 3 deep breaths. Simple as that.
Love that. Breath. Moving through the breath.
Yes. Moving through the breath.
So we have a lot of people coming in. Just a reminder, ask your questions here live. This is Spirit Guides After Dark. We're channeling questions, anything sex, intimacy, pleasure, or spiritual connection. Feel free to drop in the chat. Or if you're just kind of there, feel free to hit that like or share button, subscribe, or just let us know where you're tuning in from. You can just drop in the chat. We'd love to hear. We'd love to know. I know everyone's from all over the world. So, okay. Are you ready there?
Bring it.
All right. So I have this question here. Oh, wait, that's not sure. There we go. Can unfinished soul lessons show up through attraction? And not just only can, but like, what would that look like too as well? How might that physically manifest or look like?
That's an interesting one. Can unfinished soul lessons show up through attraction? Huh. Okay. Let's ask. So I'm guides and my sexual teachers up in the spirit world. That's when I say we're asking, that's who we're asking. So I'm getting a yes immediately. And they're saying it often shows up that way. Harville Hendrix, that there's a book, any of Harville Hendrix's books. So they're showing me Harville Hendrix because in one of his books, he talks about how when we have unfinished family patterns, like the father that never treated us, was distant and never treated us well, or the mother who was really verbally abusive, we can repeat that in adult life by finding partners who reflect that. So marrying someone who's verbally abusive and not realizing it because there's a piece of ourselves. This is unfinished business. I am going to figure out how to work this. I'm going to figure out how to make them love me or resolve this in some way. And so we pick those toxic people to bring into our relationships, and that up as attraction, that crush, that love at first sight feeling, that excitement. The people, they're like, why am I always attracted to the wrong people? They're the ones that excite me. It can be a trauma response. So what this is about soul lessons. So the guides are saying same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Usually our traumas, our challenges are part of our soul. Well, you could call them soul lessons, but part of the reason we came down here to have that experience. So the answer is yes, and that is how it can show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I hear yes coming through for me as well. And there's this example of, say you're used to chaotic relationships, and you go do the work. And then you start to realize, like, that you start to recognize in what chaos looks like potentially from more, someone who's more with themselves, who is not in creating chaos. But there is something within us that is used to that chaotic energy, and it may seem boring. May seem like, oh wait, there's not a lot going on because they're not creating chaos. So it can seem, and I'm hearing the words boring. So the attraction, it could be to that chaotic energy, that always having to fix something, or someone that's creating a problem and it's your job to fix it. And so there's potentially the soul lesson, or the soul lessons to really work through that. And as you do, there's another opportunity in mirror to actually embody that, like what you've worked through, the peace and all of that. And so it is a potential lesson or a mirror that says, where are we not going to choose chaos anymore, and finally see that resonance of peace, or that energy that just is stable. I just keep seeing this energy that is just flatlined, and it's not the curves and the wiggles up and down. It's just kind of like someone who's really stable, and to actually see that is in resonance with your being. But you may get someone else that kind of comes along the line who's also still in that chaotic energy, and that may be attractive. Maybe like, oh, that reminds me of something. That reminds me of the last person. And you may not what I heard is, you may not be consciously thinking these things. You may not be like, oh my gosh, they're so chaotic, I love that. Usually you're like the opposite. You're like, why am I always bringing in the same person? So this is the time to kind of just pause and see what it is within them, and see where the chaos, what that actually physically looks like. Does the chaos mean that there's always so many problems that they're bringing to the table? And so the shift in the energy would be, I am not the fix anymore. I'm not the one who's fixing it. I don't need to fix. I'm actually in resonance now with, that state of peace. Now there's always going to be problems in life, but this is more of that person who is creating it for validation, and we don't need to validate them. essentially we'd be playing in that loop of validating their stuff. And that's where we can really close out the loop. So yeah, it can absolutely seem attractive. And that's where we learn to choose differently. The lesson can be we get to choose. We're aware. So we choose differently. Doesn't mean that someone won't come in and we still won't be attracted to them. But it's finding what's in actual resonance with your new way of being. Yeah.
It really, what do I want to say? It really is positive to date people you wouldn't normally date or outside of your normal dating pool, to try new people, to try new things, especially if you're in a really crummy pattern where you're like, I just keep dating type of guys, just wear a different face every time, you know, they could be Xerox from each other. If you're not liking the people you're attracting, yeah, I always go internal first when I notice that happening. What's going on within me that I'm putting out that vibe? The quality of the energy I'm projecting is the quality of the energy I'm receiving. So what am I putting out? And also, what pattern am I being attracted to? And it's time to choose something different. If I'm hot for that person and I keep picking the wrong type of person, maybe try the guy that feels boring right now and go see what that is like. Or yeah, pick people that you wouldn't normally and just try it. Just give it a shot.
Yes. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
See what happens. Oh, I love that. Okay. So I'm gonna post up another question here, but just for people who are coming in, just feel free to drop in the chat. You got a question here? Drop it in. We're here doing readings and channeling guidance here tonight. So we'd love to hear from you. Okay, I don't see anything there. So I have this question. Oh, if it wants to come up. There we go. What is the best way to recover from the ending of a relationship?
Oh, that's interesting too. Yes. We could all use that one, right?
Yes.
even if I'm the person ending the relationship, it's still like you need to recover.
Yes.
You need to like normalize and figure yourself out. So
yes.
Let's see if they have some good pointers. That is a loaded question.
Is.
Are you getting anything? They're saying you go first.
Oh, okay. I was distracted. I posted up. Someone had said hi, and I posted a comment.
Okay. No problem.
First. Okay. So let me see what comes through. What is the best way to recover from the ending of a relationship? Okay. Oh, yeah. And this is like all kinds of relationships too, by the way. This is like romance and friendship and like even like family. There's just a lot of endings. And there's this interesting thing coming in about just like eclipse season, which usually a lot of things can really like drastically end. And so this is definitely related to that space. And what I'm hearing is sometimes, and I know I was definitely one of the people that did this. Sometimes it can feel challenging to just completely cut off communication and it just be done, but it actually, the more distance that you can create, you're creating this space for your nervous system to rest. So you may feel pulled to reach out and, maybe it's a day later, or 2 days later, a week later, and and I'm seeing it too from like a stance of someone maybe who ended the relationship, that they're just like, like, you have a connection with someone, and that doesn't mean that love goes away. Doesn't mean any of that just disappears just overnight in 1 second, 1 minute. And so creating space and distance can really help the body get used to what it's like to, I want to say, not have them in your life. And maybe it's someone that you see as they were romance and you could see them as a friend, and that's beautiful. And maybe that's okay and that works for you. But this is specifically for people who are really having the challenge. So you creating that space allows you to just create new experiences without them, especially if you were living with them, if you were talking to them every day and they were part of your everyday life. Now it's around creating new experiences and being in your space and recognizing maybe you feel uncomfortable about something or sad about something and you want to reach out to them. And it doesn't mean that there can't be an anchor in your life in the future, but it just really feels like a message for certain people that's like, learn how to create experiences that are you in your power, where you're learning how to create support for yourself again, and find other people who can also support you. Maybe a therapist, maybe a counselor, maybe, a friend, where you can learn you're not alone. Because it can feel really alone when you have someone, especially if they're in your life every day, and then all of a sudden they're not. So it's realizing that you're not alone, and you can create your community, and you can create your tools, and it's using the tools. It's like figuring out what the right tools are and actually using them as well. Because there's a difference too, and like figuring out what works, but also, maybe you find that you got down on yourself, or you're getting down and you just feel like you want to sleep and rest all the time. And I hear that's okay too if you're feeling tired, but it's also about honoring how to move that stagnant energy. If you're finding that you're creating those habits and they're happening quite often, what is it that you can do? What other tools can you lean on and use so that you are actually supporting yourself? And there's something too, what they're just saying, like the dopamine, there's like, there's the dopamine in the relationship. Like, so if it was romantic and there was sex and like there's just all this dopamine, and then I see all this flooding to the brain, and then all of a sudden now it's not anymore, or like from that experience, from that person. So go out and create experiences that are allowing you to be in the natural hormones again. And that's why I think they're showing someone who's just kind of like sleeping all day, because there's an opportunity and invitation to create experiences that bring in life again, that allow you to see that connection. And then I also just saw like the scrolling on the phone, like that would be a space of avoidance, where you're getting the dopamine hits and like feel like you may get some stuff, but it's only temporary, like quick fixes. So really just really true tools that will help support you. And then the energy just stopped.
I love how you're talking about the dopamine and getting a fix. It's like getting a fix. So
Yeah.
After ending a relationship, that need sometimes, like you said, to reach out to that person, it's getting a fix instead of what's really best.
Yeah.
So the first thing that my guides have coming through is don't do your best, or they invite you to consider, don't look at an ending as a failure. Do your best to not look at things from a place of being good or bad, or succeeding or failing.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that's step one, because as soon as you say, I failed, this wasn't a success, You automatically put yourself in the corner. You put yourself in a place in which it's hard to have compassion for yourself and others. And that is the wrong space to be in. That is a hard space to be in. When you are in a space of this was an experience, and then there's no good or bad, it's just neutral. This was an experience. And then anything you're feeling, instead of labeling it as good or bad, these are my feelings right now. Not that they're good or they're bad. They may be comfortable, they may be uncomfortable, but do your best not to judge yourself or your experience harshly. Ending does not mean failure. Experiences are here for you to decide who it is you want to be. Who do you want to be? Who do you choose? What parts of yourself do you choose to embody in those moments? So it's a perfect time to reflect and direct your energy. Look back at your relationship from a place of reflection, not a place of judgment, not a place of what have I done, or I could have done this differently. How stupid could I be? Don't from a place of what would I choose to keep from this relationship? Because regardless of how it ends, uncomfortable or comfortable or perfect or not perfect, you perceive it to be, there is always good. There is always something positive that you have gained from the relationship, always. And then there will always be things that you wish change. It is inevitable. But look at it from what would I choose to keep? What would I do again? What would I choose not to do again? Look at it from that perspective and do it in manageable doses. Do not sit and beat yourself over the head with it. Give yourself time. Give yourself space. Take the time to recover. Take 30 minutes every day or an hour to sit and grieve your relationship, to sit and reflect on it, to give yourself time to just be in that moment. When you do this, it helps move your emotions through and out. And it is handling it in the way of the soul. To the soul, there are no good and bad experiences. There are only experiences. And then there is only the present moment. And so you are choosing when you look back and decide what it is you want to keep and what you want to let go. It helps you let go of the pain and keep what you have learned. And then you have new information in which to create in your present moment, your right now moment, for what you would bring towards you from the future, from this blank canvas that is your life. It helps you decide what is the next scene you are going to create. Do you want to do it again? Do you want a different partner? Do you want to make the dance differently this time? This is the way to heal from relationships from a place of compassion, not stuffing your pain. It's a way of proactively using it to create bigger and better things in your life. And each relationship, no matter what, will help you decide who you want to be. And how can that be a failure? Relationships are one of the most constructive things you can use to manifest and decide who it is you want to be in this life. So use them wisely and enjoy them. And we all know it. Everybody likes drama sometimes. The experience is filled with drama. If you love drama, revel in it. Enjoy yourself. enjoy being a human being. That's what you're here to do.
Yeah.
I love my guides. Thank you, guys.
I love that. Be a human and revel in it. I fucking love that. I feel like sometimes we get taken to this space of enlightenment and the road to ascension, and I want to become enlightened, and like there's nothing wrong with that. You should choose the journey, great, but also there's just this invitation. I mean, we're here having the experience, and we're here to choose to be in it and allow that to happen, allow like what wants to arise. And I find that sometimes people are afraid of darkness, and like the darkness means that I'm not on the right path and this is too dark. And true embodiment of like the human experience is all the things. And sometimes that means it's a little bit of chaos. And when we actually accept ourselves and meet ourselves like at those spaces, I find that the energy actually just moves through. When we just meet ourselves as quickly as we can, instead of like delaying it for a week or months, or just actually for always suppressing that part of us. When we meet ourselves, a lot of this energy just moves through because it's just welcomed. And then we actually start to see in a new perspective because we let that move through, and it gets released or transmuted and seen as a loving part of ourselves. And that loving energy just continues from there as well. I love that. And there's like a part that's coming through about an invitation to not attach your worth to the relationship. And this is something that I found myself that I would do. And so like, it doesn't mean that you may not have abandonment wounds come up and these core wounds come up, but that's the invitation to see that your worth has nothing to do with an ending or a closure of a relationship. You're so being able to see, I keep hearing people that are saying, why me? What did I do? Mm-hmm. And everyone has the right to choose their preference on who they connect with and who they want to be with. So, and that doesn't mean that you're less worthy. That doesn't mean you're any less worthy. You are equal to the highest love out there. So just being able to step back to see, am I attaching my worth here? And maybe that's why I feel stuck and stagnant, and like my mental energy is so consumed by like, what about me is not good enough there.
I love how you brought up the why me question, because when something, oh, hi Libby. Yeah, boundaries are amazing. Boundaries are magic, and they are a practice. Boundaries are not something you're like, oh, I've decided to have boundaries and now I have them. Oh no, it's practice. Then you decide what kind of boundaries and how flexible they are or not, or if it works or if it doesn't. Boundaries are a whole different subject, but they're a challenge. I'm just going to say that right now. Practice. But something that, they were bringing up. I'm sorry, friends. What were you bringing up?
It was about the worth.
Oh, you were talking about the why me. Yeah. Because they literally just remembered a conversation I had with an amazing woman. She lost her parents and her husband. The last of her parents and her husband within like weeks of each other. And this was like the rest of like most of her remaining family. And she was just like flat out devastated. Like, I don't want to get up. I don't know why I'm alive. I don't want to be here. There's no point.
Yeah.
And it was one of those times where she was like about to, like her husband was about to retire and things were like about to get good. like, oh, we're going to do these things. And then he died in bed. She found him dead in bed. And she was having one of those why me moments. She's also a medium. So when she was at one of her lowest points, she was yelling at her deceased husband because she was so angry. Like, why did you leave me?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I had one sentence come through loud and clear, and it was from him. And it said, so that you can grow.
Mm-hmm.
One sentence. And so how can any relationship be a failure when it's here to help us grow? Every last one.
Yeah.
So failure, ending doesn't mean failure.
Mm-hmm.
It just means, what do you want to do next? And
Yeah.
this is the other thing. I think that once we are in a steady relationship often, and this is also what I think of marriage, a lot of times people can get complacent because we think that's it. That's the end. Like, oh, I'm married, I made it. That's it. That's the end. And it's like, it's not. It is the beginning.
The beginning.
And relationships are like plants. Like, you got to tend them, you got to water them. It takes changing sometimes. And even in a stable, steady relationship, there will be change and there will be natural endings within it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the nature of how humans are and how we grow. And I mean, I know people that their husband has looked at them and said, I don't want to have sex anymore. I just don't feel it anymore and I don't want to. There are endings and beginnings, even through stable relationships. So it's not it and everything is smooth sailing. We've made this commitment. Now what are we going to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
What is this going to look like? It's like you've decided, you've taken your life paintings that you're creating and you've mushed them together and like, what are we going to create together? Like, this is even more adaptation, even more creativity, even more, how do we make this work? And it's going to change and come and go. So endings are just a natural part of any relationship, whether the person leaves or not. It just is.
Yeah. Dropping it like it's hot.
They're coming through. I'm soaking up this wisdom along with everyone else.
Yes, I love it. So good. Okay, so just a friendly reminder, drop in your questions. Feel free. We're answering anything that's on your heart. This is a space for sex and intimacy and pleasure, but anything that's moving through, or let us know where you're tuning in from, and drop it in the chat. So, okay, we got this one. We got this one. Okay. Do soulmates ever annoy each other?
This is a perfect question for the one, like, to follow the one we just talked about, because of the ups and downs and of relationships and the endings that happen naturally in relationships.
Yeah.
Even stable ones. Yes.
I feel like there's
my gosh. Okay, so my guides are laughing out loud and they say soulmates actually are some of the prime people that annoy the living shit out of each other. Yeah. And there's a reason for that. Soulmates are the people that come in and they have the capacity to pull out the best in us and the worst in us. Are here to help us by pushing our buttons sometimes. A soulmate can be one of your worst enemies. Right now they're showing me like the boss that is always crawling down your throat, or the hard boss, or the hard person at work. Soulmates are people that you have contracted to be here with, to help you grow, to help you decide who you want to be, pull from you the hero you want to be, or to help pull from you the teacher you want to be. All of those things, the princess, the queen, there's so many things we can be in this life.
Yes.
And that's what soulmates do. So if you're going to be a hero, sometimes it requires a villain. And they're showing me like the angry boss. Those people that push your buttons the most are usually soulmates of some kind. And soulmates, again, it's people you have contracted to be here with, or contracted to have them cross your path so that you will have a certain experience. It doesn't necessarily mean like soulmates, like romantic soulmates.
Yeah.
And my guides are laughing right now, and they're saying, so they're talking about twin flames. If you're not familiar with twin flames are people consider them to be like your spiritual other half. Like I would have a spiritual other half to my soul. And the people consider it to be like they think of them as their perfect soulmate. And my guides are saying, you don't understand. Twin flames usually don't incarnate with each other. One's usually up there watching the other, and then they swap or it changes, because they have so much energy and they can really trigger and play off each other. Woo, that was a burp. They're doing me like explosive fireworks in many different ways, not necessarily nice ones. So some of our best soulmates could be some of our most triggering, annoying people. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And now they're being really funny and showing me it creates, soulmates often create great passion within us. It can be great passion to heal, great passion to fight, great passion to love, great passion, in sex. That is often what soulmates inspire. So wherever there's great passion, there's also great capacity for deep emotions, and being annoyed is definitely emotion that can be deep.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I love that you clarify too on like soulmates, when a lot of times people think of like soulmates and it's romantic, and soulmates are all the things. And there's so many things coming in. Imagine someone who is like deeply in their emotions, and they are deeply allowing in that space, and they can reflect and mirror to you those opportunities of depth within yourself. And so that could be that could annoy you. We we are here for growth. There's such an invitation to grow, and to someone who can be stable in themselves and not necessarily there could be chaotic energy, but what I'm hearing is like the chaotic energy is more like your own projection and filters of what you're seeing. And I just see this soulmate energy that's more grounded. Like it feels more stabilizing, even though it could feel really, really annoying, or like I'm hearing like triggering or activating. It's like there's a groundedness to it. So there's like a stability of the place that it's coming from and what they're really mirroring. And we activate everyone. We activate each other all the time. And so it feels like the difference in all kinds of people. And so it feels like the difference in that soulmate energy is, that more that stabilization. It's like they come in, and it's like, I just heard too, the beginning of someone that comes in that feels like that soulmate energy. It doesn't mean that they'll be in your life forever, but it does feel like the energy and the impact of them as a person will be with you forever. Like you may even find yourself going back to that space in time and be like, that was the one of the most pivotal moments of my life. And you remember that energy. That energy moves through you forever, but it doesn't mean that you're living in the past. It just means that it's a ripple in an invitation that the ripple can create for you to change your life, and then find out or find ways in which you can actually truly embody who you are. So that it's like this inspiration. And so that can seem fucking annoying when you're like, well, I thought I knew who I was, and now I'm like, I have no clue.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like I have no clue anymore. Like that could feel annoying.
Yeah, and I love how you brought that up. Two things. I loved how you brought up that it doesn't mean to stay.
Yeah.
We've got my understanding, what I have seen and experienced. We have soulmates everywhere.
Yeah.
They keep showing me one example, so I'm going to bring it up. They're showing me like a child with cerebral palsy who's bound in a wheelchair and will need you to take care of them for the rest of their life. And the parent, that's a soulmate relationship. So soulmates, many different faces, many different people, and they come and go, and we're all connected. We're all connected. So if you've had someone in your life that like, this was my soulmate, there will never be anyone like them. I will never recover. It will never be that good again. There are multiple soulmates for all of us out there. And you're right, it will never be the same, but it doesn't mean it won't be as rewarding, and it will be different, but it doesn't mean you cannot have that depth of relationship again.
Yes.
What else? There was something else and now it's gone. Well, if it's important, it will come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a question here that I am gonna pop it up here real quick, but I wanted to share this last thread that I was following where you were saying that actually I don't know what you were saying. I did know it, and then I read the question, and then I popped out of like that flow.
Yeah.
I was popping in the brain of yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna pop up this question. That's what I got. That's what I got for that. Maybe that's why your energy ended too. It's like,
get them like now. Let's see.
okay. So on an energetic level, what is premature ejaculation and where to start in the healing process for that? Thank you.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, and feel free to subscribe to the channel too as well. I have something moving through here for me.
Do it.
So there is what is first coming through. The universe is moving through and is saying that there are many energetic reasons. There's not just one. One of the ones that wants to be shared here tonight is part of the energetic stance behind premature ejaculation is this quickness. Part of it can be like, I'm seeing this connection into a thread of the relationship of what happened when people are younger, when in that space of exploration, and where exactly shame can meet sexuality. So say, for example, there was an experience around masturbation, and it brought shame in. Someone walked in on you and was just like, oh my gosh, Like, what's going on? And it could bring shame, even if someone doesn't necessarily say it with those words, but their emotional unavailability, their own shame, as it's a very natural way to be with ourselves. Like when kids have the right, like you start out and you're like, oh yeah, like my body wants to do this natural thing. So if there is like a distance in emotional availability for someone who's willing to accept a talk around it, like a family member or a parent, or someone who just closes the door on those conversations, it can bring a connection into shame around sexuality. And so it can bring this idea of, I need to hurry up because I don't want to be caught. So the energetic behind that's coming through for this is a connection into the mindset of shame and the thoughts of, I can't be caught. There's so many other branches that it can go in as well. But then when you then look at premature ejaculation, it's like the body's natural response to not natural, but it becomes what feels like natural, but it becomes a reaction to, is someone going to catch me? And it's not like, I just want to share too, it's not like a conscious thought. This is a total like subconscious connection here. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's attached to you who asked the question, but I think you asking the question is really vulnerable, but it's something that is very general that can cover so many people that really needed to hear that question. And that's just one part. So I don't know what you're getting there.
Yeah, actually, it's along those same lines. And the first thing that came through, they said there are many reasons, but it is often linked to trauma and our relationship with pleasure. Mm-hmm. So, like you were saying, learning, remember, bodies have memory. And so if you were in an environment where sexual pleasure was, not something that you talked about, it wasn't allowed, your body learned the pattern to hurry up and reach completion because we don't want to get caught, we don't have time, only have the bathroom for 10 minutes, that kind of trauma, that kind of feeling, or negative reactions, like someone catching you and shaming you, being violent because you were caught, abusive. But so what my guides are bringing up and really stressing is, if this is a pattern that you would like to change, get comfortable with your own pleasure. Mm-hmm. And all kinds of pleasure. Your relationship with physical pleasure of every kind. It can be eating good food, getting a foot rub, feeling the wind on your face, having a really good orgasm. Get comfortable with it and do exercises, or just take the time, and when you are touching yourself, mm-hmm. and touching your penis, and doing it without rush, without thinking about having an orgasm. Touch yourself in a loving, slow, sensual way, and take your time, because then you are giving your body permission to slow down, to leave that survival panic mode in your nervous system that has been linked with the experience of sex, going into survival mode, that I have to hurry, that this could lead to a bad outcome if I don't hurry. And you are retraining your body to accept pleasure, and you are giving yourself permission to slow down and accept pleasure, and do it without a goal in mind. If you reach completion, great. If it happens fast, don't. If slow or never happens, no problem. There is no judgment. Take your time and permission to just feel the pleasure of touch off with demand and without rush. And it will help reprogram your body and help it relax into a new way of being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, that's like the key there is creating a new experience that gives the body evidence that this is okay. So whatever the belief is, maybe it's not a belief that is in your conscious mind, but there's the energy and a belief. There is something there. And then what I just heard was like, just there's also like the medical side and all of that, like to just make sure everything's good. But energetically, it's one step at a time, one day at a time. So like I just heard 30 days. Like if you were to lovingly put no limits on that connection, that relate what's actually happening is a change and shift in your relationship to all parts of you. And that doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen with intention and creating a new experience that is telling there's real evidence live today that touching this part of me is okay. And I just heard and breathe through it too as well. Like we're very quick sometimes to like, or not quick, but the reaction might go to the mind, and how you get back in the body. Right. Take a pause and breathe. So, yeah, hopefully that helps there. Thank you for the question.
And one more thing. So spirit guides are coming through and they're bringing up the fact that when you sit and do this, those old feelings of guilt and shame and the past trauma can come up. It's okay to allow them to come up and observe them, breathing a lot with that, making sound while you breathe, even if it's a or any kind of sound. There's something about breathing, making sound helps move emotion through the body.
Yeah.
And the spirit guides are also saying, talk to them about it. Ask them for help because they will help you process your emotions. They will help you through these experiences. I call on mine when I get emotional overload. So it is safe to talk to them about sex and ask them for help with it. They are there, they know their stuff, and they will help you. And if they feel you need a specialist, they will find one in the spirit world for you.
Yeah.
And ask.
Yeah. Oh, such a good question. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah. I actually have like, I don't know if you think this is a quick question here, because I know we're really at time. But I just want to, I'm going to let you take, I don't know what this means. So
that's a good question.
Yeah. I often see the planet Saturn in my dreams. What does it mean? So, and you're the dream expert in case you don't know.
So since I don't know the whole dream, I'm going to tap into my guides on this one too. So what my guides are saying in this moment is a planet often associated with heavy material things. So if you look at astrology, look at the characteristics of Saturn and see what flaws. That's interesting that they're saying that. What pros and cons of Saturn in and of itself that it represents in the astrological chart, and whatever astrological chart you use, because there are many. Do the one that you go to your wedded to. Look at those qualities. And then whatever the planet is doing in your dream, it will help you understand how those qualities out in your life. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. And if you want to dive deeper into your dream, Angela does that one-on-one. She's literally, I don't know if you want to share, going into the ending of today.
I do. I love to talk about dreams. They're one of my favorite things. I've been decoding them since I was 14. There are so many other factors in the dream that can help determine what that planning. But I would like to really stress, and I know we're out of time, when you sit down with your dream and you start looking at it, there's no right or wrong way to do it. A lot of it is the journey that helps you understand yourself better. Dreams usually have multiple layers of meaning, and looking at it at all and looking at these things, you can't lose. I'm so happy you look at your dreams and are asking yourself those questions.
Yeah. Love that. Okay. So I popped up your website here on where people can find you. Yeah. Where they can find you. And if you have any, like, anything else you want to say about your work too. Yeah.
I do dream interpretation, which I love. I do spirit guide readings, channelings, mediumship. I also do quantum touch energy work. So if you would like to learn more about me and what I do, please feel free to look at my website, reach out to me through my website too. And yeah, I would love to hear from you.
I love it. I love it. And then I'm actually going to put up the response to the first one here. So yeah, I just thought it resonated. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then I wanted to put up my stuff here too, jennalee.world. And so if you're looking for anything one-on-one, I was just looking at the comment. If you're looking for anything one-on-one, I do one-on-one Akashic source code session. So if you're looking to see into behind the scenes of your unconscious and subconscious mind, specific into specific situations or things like that, why you may feel blocked, absolutely get in touch. I do a lot of other things as well. And then I actually even have a eclipse discount going on now. So I don't have that, or you could just put in the word eclipse when you're checking out and you get a discount. So I know there's a lot going on right now, but yeah, come find me, come subscribe. And then I'm just putting this up here. So just thanking you, Angela. So I love it. And then if you kind of stumbled upon us and you're like, I don't know, like how to stay in touch, come subscribe to like our websites. I put up here the ESP website, which actually I'm going to put it up instead of actually putting ESP. If you don't know, a lot of this this work started from Erotic Spirit Podcast. So a lot of the pages that are connected in, you might be on an Erotic Spirit Podcast page, websites. Episodes come out every Thursday. So the latest episode is up there. Come check it out. If you have a question that is more intimate or something that you want to ask, but you don't want it to be up in the way where it shows your stuff, you can go to eroticspiritpodcast.com, go to Spirit Guides After Dark and type in your question there. And then we'll get that and share that on one of the upcoming lives. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Yeah.
Thank you.